We finally made it to Iceland.
5 days on the ring road, let's go!
Woo. Let's go.
Thanks for taking your bag.
And the coffee, what skills? It begins! We have just picked up our van and we're about to start an awesome road trip of the ring road in Iceland. We're so excited not only to be in Iceland but also to be back in a van. It has felt like a long time.
We haven't been in a van for ages, but the last time we did any form of camping or something like this was Costa Rica in 22.
And it's even better because this is a Renault, which if you've watched our other videos, you know we had Rio the Renault Master for all of our travels around Australia. We're doing the ring road in 5 days, starting northwards, so we're going clockwise. We were going to go anti-clockwise until we were sat in the airport this morning and realised it's a Saturday, and the southern part of the ring road is definitely the most busy, and people, if they're just coming for a couple of days, will just drive the southern part of the ring road rather than doing the whole lap. It's currently May, so we're in shoulder season before the summer really hits, and so it shouldn't be too busy.
All of that was £36.
That's not bad. Got hummus, oat milk, all the good stuff. The Jenga.
We learn all about the space in the car.
It's actually feeling really spacious right now, and we've got our stuff everywhere.
There is actually so much storage in here, so that's a big win.
So after a long morning of travelling, we're pretty hungry, and so just put in fish and chips to Google Maps on our way out of Reykjavík and came across this golf club, which has the best view ever. It's insane. So we just had lunch. It was so nice. The view was incredible and the food was insane. We wanted to try the local beer and kind of forgot how expensive alcohol is. So not even a pint, I think probably $4.40. Is that like a schooner?
Yeah, close enough.
A schooner was £9. It was around 3,000 krona for the fish and chips, which was delicious and huge. So I actually think that's not that bad.
That was good value, yeah.
Started in Reykjavík, we've gone through the tunnel and now we're going, I think we're like here, but we're here and we're going to do this to that in one day. It looks like a lot, but it's actually, I think it's about 3.5 hours of driving. It is now 1:40 p.m, but the sun sets at 10:40, so we've got so much time. So we've turned off Route 1 on our way to the Snaefellsnes Peninsula. The landscape here is incredible, and there's barely any other cars right now, which is just mind-blowing.
And because we've opted to go clockwise around the island, going north first, we are the only car going in this direction. All the other cars are coming past us, so yeah, I feel like we've made a good decision. We will insert some drone footage to capture how amazing this is, because the camera and the GoPro and the phones just simply don't do it any justice. It is remarkable. Oh, this is unreal.
So we're walking to our first hot spring of the trip. It was a bit tricky to find, but it's just a short turn off from the main road. We found it. You basically walk straight across a river. Got our Tivas, so that's lucky. And it's absolutely minuscule, and we're trying to weigh up whether we want to go in or not.
In case it's deep.
Oh, it's really hot. Okay, I'm in. It feels so weird.
Oh, it's actually much nicer than it looks.
It
How is it?
Stinks. It stinks, but it's actually boiling. My feet feel really like chilblain, tingly right now. But yeah. Oh, are you gonna get in?
I don't know. That now the sun's out, so we're really getting all the seasons in a day. But that was a unique experience to start with. Just a very small hole in the ground that Mads got in. We were the first people to find it amongst probably 15 people in the area looking for it, and then Mads jumped in, and now it's quite crowded, so we're heading back and on to the next site.
Yeah, we're now doing a few more of the standard viewing spots from this peninsula.
Yeah, and eventually we'll find a campsite for the night.
Yeah. Well, let's go. So we just stopped in at this church on the Snæfellsnes Peninsula. It's quite a iconic spot because most of the churches around here are white and this is obviously black.
Yeah, this is the Budir church. Really easy to get here.
Still on the Snaefellsnes Peninsula, we did look up and apparently that is how you say it. It is just blowing our minds. We actually weren't planning on coming here until we changed our minds this morning about our route, and we are so glad we did. Do not miss this on your ring road itinerary. The whole of the peninsula maybe adds about 3.5 hours, and it's so worth it.
It's definitely worth it.
And
the views are just stunning.
Yeah. And look at that.
And the ocean is remarkably blue. It is really nice. And the backdrop of the mountains is unreal.
Right over there, there are waterfalls just kind of like falling from the mountains, and just in every corner.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it.
This is a must-add if you have the time to your itinerary. utterly astonishing.
So our final stop on the peninsula is Kirkjufellsfoss. It's a waterfall with this really iconic mountain in the background. We've just parked. It's the first time we've had to pay for parking.
So we're at Kirkjufellsfoss. This is on the northwest part of the peninsula we've been driving around today. It isn't the biggest waterfall we've seen today. We've seen about 10 other ones, and this one is amazing. Foss means waterfall, so anytime you see a sign around here that says Foss, then it is a waterfall. And apparently it's estimated there's over 10,000 waterfalls in Iceland, and this one is a great one to come and see if you're around here. These lava fields are so crazy. This came out of nowhere. It's something like we've never seen before.
That like red one is definitely a volcano.
Yeah, that one must be active because it's got no snow around it.
Yeah. Smart. Onto a road to get us back onto Route 1 on the ring road, and it seems like it's going to be almost 40 k's unpaved. Right now it's okay, but there's some corrugation
and some huge potholes.
Unfortunately, we've done these type of roads before, but I can imagine if you weren't expecting them, a bit jarring.
It can be a bit confronting if you're inexperienced.
Today has been incredible, but a very long day. It is now 8:45 in the evening. It's still very much daylight.
Very light. We've just positioned the van at a campsite, dropped the name in the description, and there's nearly no one here, so we're just going to settle in and watch the sunset and have a beer. Yeah, we're back on the ring road, which is great. When we left the waterfall, we continued going north, and the majority of the road unfortunately turned out to be unpaved, unsealed, so corrugated and potholes. So if you like corrugation and potholes, I would not miss it. But if you don't like corrugation or potholes, I wouldn't recommend it.
The views were beautiful, but there were other beautiful parts on each road.
Yeah, if you went back the way you came, it was equal distance to go back the way we came, but we didn't know that the road was going to be unsealed.
Yeah,
so
it was technically the same road, same name.
But it stops being paved about 5 kilometers past the waterfall. But we made it.
So it is 20 past 10. It's still so bright.
We wanted to come here for midnight sun in July, but we've ended up coming in May, and honestly, makes no difference because, yeah, like Mads said, it's 20 past 10 and it's not going to get dark for a long time. Day 2 on the ring road in Iceland. Today we're exploring the northern part of the ring road. But first, I think I'm going to enjoy a bath. This is definitely the best way to start the day. Iceland is full of natural hot springs, and this campsite that we stayed at last night has made a permanent one, but it's self-heating, so it is so hot in here, but it is amazing. The view is unbelievable. Couldn't think of a better located one.
Let's go. So our first night on the ring road was a massive success. This campsite is called Sæberg campsite, and it is obviously beautiful. There were only, I think, like 3 other vans here last night and loads of space. It's just off the ring road, and it's got hot showers, a natural hot tub, and a kitchen and bathrooms and everything. So it's perfect. Someone came round and it was just 1,000 krona per person. So the campsite was actually 2,000 per person. Dan paid when I was in the shower.
So this morning we've come here for our first stop of the day. We're at Kolugljúfur waterfall. As you can see, it's massive.
Not a bad spot for some brekkie. Got some granola and some Icelandic skyr, which I think is like, it's like their Greek yogurt. It's delicious.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
We're making progress after a late start. We just had some breakfast watching over a gorge, which was very cool, and now we're about 2 hours from Akureyri, which is the second largest city in Iceland, more or less in the middle of the ring road on the north.
There's a few breweries there, and so we're very keen to try that out. I was saying to Matt, it'll probably be the northernmost brewery that we ever go to. So
60 miles south of the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, we've got our eye on one, so we'll show you once we get there.
And the drive today is still so stunning. It is different to the Snæfellsnes Peninsula. We were wondering yesterday if the landscape was going to be quite consistent or if the different parts of Iceland would be quite different, and this does feel different. It's a bit more barren with big mountains in the background and a bit icier, I think.
The scenery is stunning.
Yeah, wow. And we're lucky with another beautiful day.
Yeah, we've lucked out so much with the weather. Sunny again, and it's actually warm. It's currently 10 degrees, which it does feel warm.
Yeah, beautiful sun. At Akureyri, and it suddenly is like a whiteout of snow, and it, like the sky is really white, and it feels like we're now like transported into a winter.
Feels like we're in a different country all of a sudden.
Crazy.
So we've come to the Icelandic kind of like brew pub in the town, and just about to try a flight of the four kind of flagship beers. So I do believe this is the first time Mads and I have had beer made with glacier water. So they claim you can't get fresher water than this to brew beer with, so that's kind of cool.
Receipt, I think it says.
14,000 krona for 46 litres. Oh, it's just adjusted it. We got charged £125, so they automatically deduct 22,000 krona if you want to use this machine. And they've now corrected it to what we actually paid. So it's still busy calculating.
It's expensive. So we've just stopped at Goðafoss. We've left Akureyri and we're headed further east, and Goðafoss is our first stop. just saw on a sign that there's some interesting historical significance to this. So in the year 1000, when one of the chieftains of the Althing, which is the oldest democracy in the world, Iceland actually has the oldest democracy. It wasn't continuously running since then, but it was founded by the Vikings who came here. And one of the chieftains of the Althing had to decide whether the Icelanders would adopt the Christian faith. And when he decided that they would, he threw all of his pagan statues into the waterfall. So yeah, that's quite a cool fact, actually. Uh-oh. Dan hasn't seen snow in a long time. So we're running quite far behind schedule today, but we just saw that the Goðafoss parking was literally right next to the road, and we could see the spray from the waterfall, and we're like, oh, we might as well take 10 minutes to check it out. And that's the good thing about being here when there's so much daylight. It just means we'll be spending more of the day driving rather than chilling at our campsite, which is fine. But yeah, it's so irresistible to stop and check things out here.
And another pro reason for getting a van, if you can, because we can just change which campsite we go to. So we're running so far behind schedule, so now we probably have to go to a different campsite, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Crazy how much the scenery has changed across the day compared to where we started this morning. It was nice and warm, it was sunny, and it was incredibly green and lush. There was definitely snow in the distance on the caps of the mountains, but compared to now, it feels honestly like we've driven to a different world, let alone a different country. It's just snow everywhere.
Yeah, the sky is white as well. It's crazy. here at Stuðlagil, we went down to the viewing platform, which is on the west side of the canyon. The viewing platform's cool, but you actually can't see the asphalt columns that well, or the gorge.
No.
The other side is the east side, and that has a 2 to 3 hour trail that takes you all the way down to the bottom of the gorge. We just didn't really factor that in our timings for today, so yeah.
Yeah, unless you have a drone, you won't see it. You just see the first few columns, but
Yeah.
you have to be on the other side to get the full view.
But we'll show you what our drone saw.
Yeah, busy downloading it now.
Also, there is normally a campsite here, but I think it's summer months only, so it's not open right now. I think it did say it opened on the 1st of May, it's the 5th, it's not open. Not quite as glamorous as last night. Feels like last night was national park vibes. Today is caravan park vibes. But what can you do? It's somewhere nice to sleep. I don't know if we've said, but wild camping is illegal in Iceland, so you've got to stay in a caravan park, or in a campground. So here we are. Thanks so much for watching part 1 of our Icelandic adventure. If you want to see more of the amazing places that we go on this road trip around Iceland's famous ring road, please subscribe.